Hello everyone, welcome to another rapid speedrun game against Tomoe, rated 1600. They hit us with a Sicilian defense, also known as a reversed English. He now goes a6, just cutting out any light square business. In this case, we'll just develop a piece towards the center and see what he does. He now plays e6, maybe preparing a break in the center. In any case, we're just going to create the ideal pawn center, and he takes. We take back with the lesser value piece so we don't get harassed. And black will probably bring out a knight. Okay, he decides to move the same pawn again to kick our knight out of the center. And we don't have knight b5. If you go knight f5, there's a weird alignment. Maybe there's some fishy business. I don't know about all that. So I guess knight b3 seems reasonable. There's also knight f3. Also reasonable. I don't know why I chose b3. I kind of wanted to try something different. I know in the past I've played moves like knight f3. So knight b3 is a little more new to me. So I want to try it. He develops the knight, pressures the center, but it's covered. Is he trying to play this? Maybe. Unsure. These two light squares in the center are kind of important, as the d pawn is a potential backwards pawn. So I'm going to develop my bishop and pin the knight that helps control that square. Maybe I'll give up my bishop for the knight. That is a good bishop though, that would sit very nice on e3, but I'm going to try it. He takes with the queen to keep his structure intact. That releases the pressure on my pawn, and now I can go here for free. Seems reasonable, so I'm going to throw it in. And now I'm physically blocking the d5 pawn advance. So even if he prepares it, I'm occupying the square. So if I can maintain a piece here, that could be really good for us positionally. The only things that can hit it are the light square bishop and the knight. So if I can trade my light square bishop and knight for his, I can keep an extra knight here. So he goes back home and it looks like he hasn't moved any pieces, whereas at least we have one knight in the center, one knight out. It's something. Okay, we can develop our queen. Our bishop is unclear where I want it. Queen f3. Now that I'm never going to put a knight here, I wouldn't be taking that square away. Pressures the king a little bit. It's interesting. Kind of annoying for him. I wonder if queen h5 has the same effect, but also can induce weaknesses. I think I'm going to do queen h5 because it hits a pawn. So I'm going to develop for free. And now, before I wasn't going to put my bishop on c4 because it's asking to be kicked. But if your queen's already here, maybe you have some weird knight check, checkmate. You know what I mean? Like maybe you can put it here for one turn. Okay, so he protects the pawn. Now, if I do put my bishop here, and he kicks it, I think I do have check. Although if he takes it, the queen defends the mate. You do have this check, but same story. That's unfortunate. Do you have something cooler? Well, if he attacks a bishop and you go here, he takes your bishop. It's not enough to take his rook. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna long castle. Seems like a powerful enough move. Oh, this kind of gives him the queen trade. I didn't want that. Whoops. Not that it's good, not that it's winning or something for him, but um, it's probably good for me since I'm the one with the strategic asset with the knight in the center. But still, I kind of wanted to keep the queens on the board. So he doesn't do it. Instead, he attacks the knight. I don't want to trade the knight for the bishop. Although I do have the other knight, and I just have to reroute that there one day. For the time being, I'd like to defend it with my bishop, but if he kicks me, we're back in that territory again. Although if he kicks me, I have a knight intermezzo here. When he takes the piece, his bishop's hanging. He can always kick my queen though. Huh. So maybe we move the knight so he can't take it. I think that's, if I move the knight here, can he push or take, takes? No, he can't push. I think I move it here and then that supports my bishop and I trade that way. Although he's just, yeah, I'll trade that way. I kind of want to keep this knight. Alternatives. I mean, you could just develop your bishop. And then if he takes, you can take with the rook. And then he'll do something and you can double your rooks. You could do that and it's fine. Like it's still, much rather be white. But I'm going to go for the option where I try to keep a knight here. The problem with my B knight is it's too diagonal. That means it takes 4 turns. So in order to get this knight here, it would take 4 turns, unimpeded if he lets me. So he just develops and he's going to castle with a solid position. And he's got the Najdorf stuff going for him. Now I don't know anything about this. So I have to just play normal chess, which should be fine. I think I'm going to go here and just follow up with my plan and over control the d5 square. Try to get this trade in. Okay, he takes, we take. Now, we are wasting time going back and forth with the knight, but look at his position. It's not like he's doing something amazing. It's not like he's checkmating us. He barely even moved one piece in 14 moves. So we have time for this, right? Because he makes all these pawn moves. And our pawns are still, we only moved the 2 central ones one time. So we made lots of piece moves, he made lots of pawn moves, and now we're ready to go here. And what's the good thing about us trading our light square bishop for his? Not only do we have this square, but even the f5 square. And with no light square bishop to take, that knight could be super strong. So now you can see why I retreated my knight and didn't let him. So he gives this check, but it's not with the queen. So it doesn't force a queen trade. It also undefends the pawn, so now it's hanging. And it improves my king position. All bad things for him. So let's improve our king. And now we have a new threat we didn't have before. So he moves his queen. I think he missed the fact he undefended his own pawn. I mean, I get he's defending and I get he's attacking. But my king's not on this side. It's over here. And this comes with check. It seems way more important. So now we don't go back and reach the center. I think now you just take the material with check. If you take with the rook, he takes your pawn. And I think the knight more principled without calculating. Now he can't castle. He has to kind of go to the right because going to the left is automatically losing, probably. Okay, so he does go to the right. If we can deflect his queen, we have a checkmate. There's a pawn hang, but I don't want to go pawn hunting. I want to go... how do I want to do this? Can I sacrifice this pawn and throw a rook here? Here, I guess he could just take with the pawn. Our queen... Okay, so we have control over the light squares. We could go here, but he'll just develop and control. So there's no point. He'll eventually kick us. We could kick his bishop. It's kind of trapped. He can kick our queen, but when we move it somewhere, his bishop can go here. Is bishop trapped? I mean, there's also like knight in, which looks just because then he can't develop. Actually, yeah, knight in, he can't develop his knight anywhere. But what's our threat if he just like gives us the turn? Um, yeah, I don't see it. I mean, it looks really strong, and I definitely want to play it. But if I could just trap his bishop, he might just resign since I have no time on the clock. Super bad habit of running low on the time. So I mean, it's way worse on video for sure. But what are you gonna do? When I'm off, I force myself to move faster because I know I'm slow. But then when I'm on video, I want to explain, so I purposely move slow. But then I get carried away. And white's just crushing black here, but I gotta convert quickly and not blunder something. The knight's defended by the rook. The queen can move easily. I figured he would throw this in. I could go here because it also comes with this threat. Although it does create a home for his king. So here or here? Probably here. So he can't take the pawn. So I have the maybe threat and the pawn protection. So his bishop's hit. If he hits my queen again, I can maybe take the bishop. He takes a queen, I take a queen. Okay, he goes for the trade. But doesn't this win a piece? Don't I just take the queen and then the bishop? Yeah, do I better? I'm running out of time. Let me just do this. Okay, he moves his king. Yeah, this is just losing for him. Now I could just grab another pawn. This would be a super strong passed pawn. If he takes 2 squares away from promotion, he develops his knight so he can run this guy over, but I don't know how well that's going to work. My knight... He resigns. I was going to say my knight's protected by my rook, so I can't move it just yet. But you could take this and then maybe hop it in here. You can do whatever you want. Let's check if he had any defensive resources that might have refuted what we were trying to do. So we have the Sicilian. We play a closed version of the Sicilian where we're not... Well, we start with this knight intending to play a closed where we don't go for d4, which normally you would support with the other knight. But then he plays a slow move not that doesn't hit the center. So then we develop the other knight, and now with the other knight support, we do have the option of going back into the open. So again, he doesn't immediately affect these 2 squares, so we just launch it up. The Sicilian defends O'Kelly variation, Yerevan system, whatever. Aronian played it, Spidler. Okay, this is all normal stuff. He takes the pawn, we have to take back. He kicks our knight, we have to move it. He develops and pressures, we develop and control the center by pinning. He kicks us, and now we trade the bishop for the knight specifically because you know how he had the pawn on e6? If the pawn was still on e6, I would not give up my bishop for this knight. I gave up the bishop for the knight because he played e5 while his d pawn is still on d7 and he doesn't have a c pawn. That means that all of these squares are weak, and if I can prevent him from pushing and filling those gaps with queen pressure behind the pawn, like let's say the pawn pushes, the queen would control those squares, the bishop would control the squares. If I could prevent that, then I have a strategic advantage. So by taking away the knight, I'm taking away the support for that push, for that possibility. Now you know exactly why I gave up my bishop. And immediately you can see the effect. And it's much more annoying to play for black. Okay. We try to get a little aggressive. We develop with a threat. And it's funny because this is our one inaccuracy of the game, right? Inaccuracy. So we have no mistakes, no blunders at 9 cent a pawn, 97. They wanted just the modest queen lift and long castle. We went for the aggressive hit a pawn, queen lift, and long castled. And when I made this move, I had in the back of my mind those nasty intentions of going bishop c4 and throwing in this nasty checkmate idea, which does work in this construction when he didn't move the pawn. So I had some nasty intentions with this move, and it comes with a threat. Now I long castle, development, center, and white's position just looks better. Even though it's not a huge advantage mathematically, to play practically is really annoying for black. You have to somehow flush out this knight. He tries it immediately, and what is the best move? I mean, there's got to be lots of moves. That's funny. I was looking at f4. I thought once he takes your knight, though, I wasn't sure what you do. So f4, he takes your knight. We take the bishop. We still want f4 inserted? I guess so. Because he's so undeveloped, he can't waste time taking. Probably, yeah. You could just push. Interesting. So, okay, I mean, this move is the same as the others, basically. Point 1, point 2, 0, 0. You can kind of do whatever you want. So g3, f4 is an interesting plan. I like that. h4, not too keen on. That's not so obvious. Like g3, f4 is a very straightforward. I like it. Yeah, otherwise I like my move. So g3, f4 plan or my move. But I think I like my move more because practically speaking, not giving him that trade just seems very good. Of course, if he took, like I said, you replace it with a rook, which is nice too, but the knight is a little special in that square. So he develops casually, and now we try to get rid of the defender of this square. He trades, which the engine doesn't like, because if I ever take him, he gets to fill that with a pawn, controlling both of these weaknesses, and then I don't get to use them, which would be annoying for me. And I can only keep the tension so long because he'll kick me. I could stick the bishop in here, but he doesn't have to take necessarily. I don't have to take. It's kind of a standoff, so. But it still would be nice for me. I have possibilities. He takes. Now we take with the knight, and my intention was to put it back. But then he just blunders by creating a weakness. So we move our king to safety, and right now it says white's better at +1. So we have this strategic advantage that I'm mentioning with the backwards pawn. White's better. As soon as he does this, it goes to completely losing for black because it goes from strategic advantage, weak square, to blundering material, weak file all of a sudden. So we move our king, and let's say he just goes back to protect the pawn. He's still hanging material because of the pin. So there's no good way to defend all the threats. That's the problem. So you see how his one move check only helped my king and destroyed his position, cost him the game. That's why you don't just do random checks for fun. Okay, so we move our king, threatening the pawn. He moves the queen, and it goes to +5 and higher from here on out, just crushing. We take free stuff for free. And is the bishop trapped? Yeah, h4, f4 are the best moves. I was considering f4, but what's the g3? Oh, then you smash through down the f file. So it's okay. And oh yeah, I was wondering what happens if you took with the pawn. Oh, but then the bishop's trapped again. That's right. So yeah, I was thinking of this, and then I'm like, oh, but he can take with the pawn. I can't just smash through with my rook, which is what I was thinking. But then I'm like, wait a second, is his bishop trapped? Let me just go for that, and it is the best move. They are mentioning queen g4, which I mentioned, but it seemed a little less desirable than just trapping his piece. He goes for the queen hit. We find the best square. And then he gives us the queen trade while losing pieces. So that removes his own counterplay. So he would want to keep the queens to try to trick us. So we take free stuff for free, force move, and he resigns. Simple enough game, really easy stuff. And while Sicilians are obviously theoretical openings, this whole pawn thing that they do, they waste a lot of pawn moves. So if they don't play accurately, then white's lead in development can give them an easier game or a quick win. So it's kind of tricky to play as black. Anyway, good luck in your chess. Submit your rapid games in Discord. Goodbye.